Yo, what's good, Marvin Garden enthusiasts? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not feel like filming today. I feel nauseated. I just feel like laying down in bed, bro. That's all I feel like doing. But we're out here for y'all. You feel me? I gotta get y'all content today. So,
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome
yeah.
back to another.
Please subscribe and like. I don't even feel like recording today, bro. Real talk. I don't. So, please like and sub.
Video here on the channel, and today we are going to be talking about the recent developments with North Korea.
I didn't even explain the title. So, North Korea is preparing to fight America. I don't know what's going on, but let's check it out.
Because there's been some stuff happening in the news recently where I feel like it's pretty common, right? Like the North Koreans will do something and like kind of provoke everybody and scare everybody. You know, they'll do some nuclear test or they'll launch a missile out into the ocean, or they'll do like some big military parade with like 1940s technology and weaponry. And this is supposed to be like some sort of massive catastrophic
If we get into
threat.
a war with North Korea, we're gonna destroy them. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna do shit. They're not. No country, like, y'all got other people, like, threatening war, but if nukes get involved, this shit's over with, bro. So no one's gonna actually do it. They're just threatening to, scare people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we get in a nuclear war, it's pretty much over. No one wants that, so they're gonna make empty promises, empty threats. You know
to the west here. Like most of you who watch my videos, we all live here in the United States. Obviously, that is North Korea's #1 like sworn enemy on the planet. So we are pretty much like at a point where anytime the North Koreans do virtually anything that seems like it could be even remotely threatening, you know, it just gets a bunch of like widespread coverage and whatnot. We've talked about situations here on the channel in the past with the North Koreans and like the things they do to, you know, try and like test the West and whatnot. But there was two stories that happened over the last few days that I wanted to talk about in particular, because it's insane when you see stories like this, like just how scared people really get. You know what I mean? Like there's still people out there who are reading these articles, and they've been reading articles like this for the last 20 to 30 years, right? And they just still haven't pieced together what exactly is going on here. So in this video, I want to talk about what North Korea is up to, you know, what are the recent things they've been doing, how have they been being provocative, should people be as worried about these things as the mainstream media really kind of projects
and that's
that
another
they should?
thing.
And
The
I guess
media
we can
has to push that to get you to click on it. You know what I'm saying? Because if they put North Korea is preparing to fight America, you click on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did basically. I got clickbaited by old Optimus here, but yeah, and I'm basically clickbaiting y'all too. But bro, they have to make it seem worse so y'all could click. You know what I'm saying?
also talk about what would probably happen if the United States and North Korea ended up going to war.
Bro, we're blowing the shit out of them, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you,
missile
fam.
toward the sea
It's
on
over
Sunday,
with.
its neighbors said, as the North ramps up testing activities in response to U.S.-South Korean military drills that it views as an invasion rehearsal. The missile launched from the North's northwestern region flew across the country before it landed in the waters off its east coast. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement. It said South Korea's military has boosted its surveillance posture and maintains a readiness and close coordination with the United States. So the North Koreans launched yet another missile. This time, apparently, it flew out into the ocean. This has happened a few times in the last few months as well. Honestly, this is nothing really new, but obviously every time something like this happens, it gets covered anyway. Like here in the media, you know, they're going to cover things like this regardless, but I mean, just in like the last few months off the top of the head, not even going back and really researching it, I can remember like they I think flew a missile over Japan at one point and like let it fall out in the Pacific or whatever. Like they don't really care. They've been doing this for a while. You know, missile launches by North Korea are nothing new. And unfortunately, it seems like every time like one of these articles comes out, you know, the mainstream media pushes out an article talking about North Korea launching a missile or testing a missile or, you know, shooting a missile out into the ocean, whatever it may be, right? A lot of people still just get completely fucking terrified because like they really haven't caught on to what exactly has been going on here. And like really what the North Koreans do. North Korea is known for, you know, doing these missile tests and shooting these rockets and whatnot as like a show of strength, right? They're trying to basically intimidate
like I
slash
just said.
warn the West, particularly in the area like South Korea, which is an enemy of North Korea, Japan, the United States, countries like this, because let's be real, these three countries are existential threats to the North Koreans, and North Korea will never truly be allowed to do the things that it really wants to do simply because of, Western control. If North Korea had their way, things would be a lot different. And these missile tests, they may show that all they want. The North Koreans don't like us or whatever. They say that they launch these missiles in response to U.S. and South Korean military drills that they view as an invasion rehearsal, which, yeah, you can understand, right? Like, for instance, here in the United States, like, if Iran, North Korea, China, and Russia were hosting huge military drills off the East Coast, like, yeah, people would be a little bit freaked out. And people would immediately start jumping to conclusions as to what that really means. But it's not like North Korea is just some innocent little angel that doesn't provoke or intimidate anybody whatsoever. And honestly, if they didn't behave the way that they did for the last couple decades, there's a decent chance that, tensions would not be as high as they are right now. So this, though, is not the only thing I wanted to talk about. I want to go ahead and bring up this point here real quick, too, because when I saw this, man, I had to kind of chuckle a little bit because it's just such a non-truth. But North Korea claims that almost 800,000 of its citizens volunteered to join or re-enlist in the nation's military to fight against the United States, North Korea's state newspaper reported on Saturday. About 800,000 students and workers on Friday alone across the country expressed a desire to enlist or re-enlist in the military to counter the United States, the Rodong Sinmun newspaper reported. The soaring enthusiasm of young people to join the army is a demonstration of the unshakable will of the younger generation to mercilessly wipe out the war maniacs making last-ditch efforts to eliminate our precious socialist country and achieve the great cause of national reunification without fail and a clear manifestation of their ardent patriotism, the North's Rodong Sinmun said. Alright, so, let me go ahead and just burst the bubble here real quick. This is not fucking true, man. No. Alright, they may, I guess, have had 800,000 people, quote-unquote, sign up on Friday to enlist or re-enlist in the military, but this narrative that North Korean students and workers, like, I don't know, fucking swung the doors open of their universities, doves flew out the doors, and they come marching out in single file lines to the most local recruiting office is just not true. North Koreans are not turning out en masse to join the war machine of the North. I mean, if you know literally anything about North Korea, damn near anything that is done in the country is mandated in some way by the government. And if you don't listen to the government, you end up in like a fucking labor camp or you just straight up disappear, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. These people did not have a fucking choice.
No.
This wasn't no choice. Like here in the United States, right?
Yeah,
like right now, if I wanted to, I could drive a couple
bro.
miles over to the recruiting office
That's
and I could sign my ass up to go.
When this new generation complains about living here in the United States. Like, bro, go live in a communist country, dude. See how it turns out for you. Go live in Russia or North Korea. You'll be begging within seconds to come back to the United States. Real talk.
Go sit myself over in fucking some base across the planet with my fucking M4 and my boots, you know what I mean? But no. Here in the United States and in many places around the world, you have a choice. If you want to join the military, you join. If you don't, you don't. In North Korea,
if they tell you to do something over there, you're gonna do it. You're going to fucking do it, or you get killed. That's your options. You're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's these kids that don't want to join the military and shit. You don't got a choice over there. They tell you that you're going to join the military, you're gonna join the military, or else you get killed. Like, bro, I can't stand this new generation complaining about that America's bad and shit. Crazy.
Not really the case, man. And they can sit here and fucking propagandize all they want. Oh, they wanted to do this. This was people volunteering. No, they weren't volunteering. These people were volunteering in fear of their fucking lives.
Yep.
These people were quote unquote volunteering because the government knocked at their door with 6 armed soldiers and said, hey, you want to sign this fucking paper for us? These people are not jumping out of the fucking woodworks to take on the most powerful military presence ever created on the planet. Like, I don't know. Let's get serious here. You know what I mean? Like, we could sit here, we could play the fucking fun and games. I know North Korea, their little regime, they like to play the fucking, twist the facts simulator or whatever here, but nobody in their right mind is genuinely believing that damn near 1 million North Koreans in a country that is estimated that 3 out of every 5 people lives in fucking poverty. You're not gonna have that many people just like, oh yeah, let's go fight the fucking United States of America. And not only are we fighting the best military, the most premier, technologically advanced, best trained, best equipped military on the planet ever. You know what I mean? Like, never ever has there been a military with more projecting force than the United States military right now.
Sir.
And at that point, you have to deal with all of their fucking allies, which is like literally half of the planet and multiple of the other best militaries on the planet. Like, no one is just actively signing up for that fight. I just can't see that, bro. Like, and then like the way that this paper talks about it, it just really proves like what I'm saying. There's no journalistic integrity in this writing. These motherfuckers are at gunpoint, praying to God Kim Jong-un doesn't decide one day that they're not worthy of the regime, Talking about, the
fucking
soaring
kill you, bro.
enthusiasm. Yeah, I'm sure they were
kill you,
super
dude.
enthused when you showed up at their fucking house and told them they had to join the military or they'd fucking, well, you could come get in the van with us, you could come get in the van and take a ride. Like, yeah, okay. I don't know, man. But anyway, obviously all this posturing, all this news, like it's meant to fearmonger. It's meant to scare Americans, right? Like, oh shit, the North Koreans are preparing. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because here in the United States, whether or not the media wants to play it into it or not, they really fuel U.S. militarism, right? Because anytime the United States has any sort of foreign adversary, which for the vast majority of our time as a country, even though being young in comparison to many others, we have had some sort of adversary outside of our country. You know what I mean? I mean, whether it was the British in the early times when we were trying to secede and form our own union, or whether it was, World War I, World War II, we had fights in Europe and whatnot, and in the Pacific in World War II with the Japanese. We had the Soviets for like literally half of the last century, and here in the 21st century, it's been a mix of the Chinese, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, terrorist organizations, things like that, right? So we always have somebody to be fighting. And what the US media does typically is they take events like this, they completely fucking neuter the coverage on it, make it seem like, oh my God, it could be end times. Like, what if North Korea really does something? And then people get freaked the fuck out, and it fuels that US war machine, man. It keeps people tied into what is going on.
Don't worry, yo.
Fueling
Nothing's
that
gonna
military
happen, bro. Trust me.
and
We're
it
always
works,
at
man.
war.
It really works because the US just has such a dominant military force. And that's like when you read shit like this, I don't even get scared. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't scare me. I am no longer afraid of North Korea news. Like, when I was like 11 and they were talking about, oh fuck, we might get nuked, I'm like sitting there pissing myself, you know what I mean? But like, knowing what I know now, I'm just not scared. So why am I not scared? You might be asking if you're one of these people who does worry about this type of shit. Well, North Korea in no way, shape, or form, even with like China supporting it and like
smoke,
Russia
bro.
and Iran, is not winning a war
They
against
don't
the
want
United
the
States.
smoke.
I don't know why people have become so delusional in the last few years and genuinely believe that China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea are a legitimate fighting force that would be able to defeat the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, Poland,
Hell no.
all the fucking Nordic countries, potentially India, Israel. Just like, dude, it's not comparable. It's literally just not fucking comparable. We have much more advanced military technology than every single one of our adversaries. We have the second largest fighting force on the planet. Technically, the Chinese military is larger, but they're also a country 4 times our size. The United States Air Force is so goddamn powerful that it can establish air superiority pretty much anywhere on the planet within a matter of, maybe like a couple days. In a lot of places. I mean, yeah, in a bunch of the, like, actually stronger countries, maybe it'd take a little longer, but the U.S. Navy is capable of chokeholding virtually any point on the planet and destroying any country's economy and naval ability to move and project power. The U.S. Armed Forces is the most funded, best trained, best, prepared with other nations to fight, is the most prepared to fight anywhere on the planet at any time. There's just, I don't know, people think that, I don't know, they say the U.S. is a failing power or whatever, and they use that to justify the idea that somehow we wouldn't absolutely fucking mud stomp North Korea and these other countries. Sure, China wouldn't be easy to defeat in a military conflict, but in 10 fights with U.S. and China, I'm taking the U.S. in 8 or 9 of those fights. Not even just because I'm an American, but just simply because when you look at the military technology and the military capabilities, China can't even forcefully project power outside of its own region of the world. The United States has a military base in half the countries on the fucking planet, damn near. It's not equivalent. It's not the same, man. I mean, fucking rah, you know? They are gonna find out why we don't have free healthcare. I don't know. It's just like, you see news like this, they keep hyping it up like North Korea is gonna do something to us. They're not. They're not. Unless, you know, they're certain that, like, China and all these other countries are ready to go into World War III, North Korea's not doing a fucking thing. And none of these other countries are doing a fucking thing. If anyone's gonna do anything that we should really be worried about, it's China invading Taiwan. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel.
Bro, we'll whoop their ass
Twitter and
anyway.
Twitch at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus.
They probably won't, though. They probably won't
Watch
invade
Optimus
Taiwan.
Subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video.
But, yeah, what do y'all think about this? Like, bro, if we got into war with North Korea, it's over with, bro. It's a wrap. Bro, that's basically like LeBron going against fucking, I don't know. I don't even have a good player comparison for North Korea, bro. Just, it will be bad. It'll be bad. But we'll see y'all next time. I'm out.